happening to me? What's happening to me? She marveled at it. She figured out what to do with it. We got finished. They'd never had that sensation before. She nuzzled up to him, and he puts his arm around her, and this wonderful warm glow. He says, "What was that?" Adam says, "I don't know." He said, "God will be here in the morning." He says, "I'll ask God." So Eve jumps up, dawn breaks, and she says, "I'm going down to the lake for a swim." So just as she leaves, God says, "Adam." Adam says, "I'm over here, God." God comes over. Adam tells him what's happened. He said, "What was that?" He said, "Well, Adam," he said, "that was procreation." He said, "You'll enjoy it many times. I wondered when you were going to discover it." He said, "Where's Eve?" He said, "Well, we just finished." And said, "She ran down to the lake for a swim." He said, "Oh, my stars, not a fish are going to smell." so there's a reason for all this. And then there's we're going.
Should we tell our wives that?
We're going.
Got that on film.
That was a true story.
Yeah, we're going. I mean, how else could it have happened? We'll fast forward to the 18th century.
Are you a Sunday school teacher?
I was.
He used to be.
But 18th century, this happened. What you need to know is how about that is an absolutely genuine American expression. And General Washington was moving from city to city, and he took two of his staff. He sent them ahead to find quarters for them. They were too long when they got there. And the two staff members were Lieutenant Sheets and Sergeant Peters. And they come into this town, and the first house they come to, they knock on the door, and the madam answers the door, and they told them who they were and what they were looking for. And she said, "Well, I have one bedroom." So she takes them to show them. It's up in the attic. It's crowded, musty. And they go back. They make a note of it. They go down into town. They see a great big house down there. They said, "Man, that looks more like it." They go down. What they don't realize is it's a whorehouse. And they knock on the door, and the madam comes to the door, and they tell them who they are and what they're about. And they said they're looking for billets for General Washington. She said, "Well, how many do you have?" He said, "There are 9 of us." She said, "I can only do 8. So they made a note of that. They went back to the general. Whenever they came into town, they stopped by that first house, and the general said, "Well, Sarge said, why don't you stay there, and I'll go down with the officers, and we'll all stay at this other house." So they go down to the big house, and they knock on the door, and the madam comes to the door and reminds them who they are. And she says, "Now, how many did you say you had?" And Lieutenant Sheets said, "Well, we have 8 without Peters." And she said, "How about that?" Oh, I got a little poser for you. I got one little poser for you guys. If you have blue blood, you have to tell the truth. If you have black blood, you have to lie. That's what it is. 3 candidates up on stage, and they're running for office, and the one guy makes his spiel. Somebody in the audience says, "Yeah," he said, "what color blood do you have?" And the guy hollers it out, but there's such a noise going on, the guy doesn't hear it. He says, "What did you say?" Well, the second guy says he said he had blue blood, but he doesn't. The third guy said, no, he said he had black blood, and he doesn't. And from that, you can tell me what color blood all 3 of them have. So,
You think this group is smart enough?
hey, I'm not done, you know. I'm still not a senior member yet. I might see you in time or 2.
Yeah, you're done.
Oh, you know, somebody back in the 19th hole in the inner sanctum heard about this. He said, "What is that all about?" And I said, "I have no idea. You know, McLeod isn't the internet thing." He said, "They're probably celebrating you. You're done playing with it."
We would celebrate. We would celebrate that.
I still don't know why McLeod did.
You can still play with it, but you're going to get 15 minutes more.
Okay. I hope nobody had heard that.